Hello, all you cool cats and kittens. I just really wanted to say that. We are making soup today. Welcome to Tasty Kitchen. Welcome back if you've been following along. I had a flood of people who asked about soups and healthy soups and just soups in general, and they seem to be something that everyone really enjoys. I feel like soup is one of those things that's very undervalued. It's a good thing. You know when you have a good soup and you're like, man, why don't I eat soup more often? This is that type of soup. It's so delicious. So we are going to be making sweet chili corn soup. So it has a little bit of spice, it's very smooth and silky, and it's very healthy in comparison. There's no cream and butter. There's no butter and no cream, but I guarantee you it's still good, even without it. And also too, it has a little bit of Mexican flair. Cinco de Mayo is coming up, which I almost forgot about. And so yeah, this is a great little appetizer if you're planning on celebrating. We're gonna start. We have an array of ingredients, but they're all ingredients that you should have at home or very easy to get from the grocery store. And it's also very easy to substitute a lot of these ingredients. So, except for the corn. Gonna need the corn. You're gonna want a pot. A soup pot. So we're gonna put this on medium-high heat. Once it gets hot, we're gonna add some vegetable oil, just enough to coat the bottom. Surprisingly, this corn soup is done with frozen corn, right? Frozen corn is actually the most flavorful out of all the corns. Canned corn, fresh corn. Frozen corn has the most, it tastes the most corny. It tastes the most corny? It's corny tasting, the most corny-ish. So once this is nice and hot, we're gonna add our vegetable oil. You can use any type of vegetable oil you like. You just want a nice coating on the bottom of the pan. And then what we have is 1 small onion and 1 shallot. Don't worry too much about trying to dice everything evenly if you're worried about that or it takes a long time for you, because we're gonna be pureeing it all. It doesn't matter too much. Try to keep them somewhat even in size. You don't want like this big and like this big because they cook differently then. So we're gonna saute the onions for about a few minutes till they get translucent in color. And then we're gonna add 5 cloves of crushed garlic. And there you go. And then we have some spices. Now you can, if you're out of spices, you can always switch it up. We have smoked paprika, coriander, cumin, chili powder. Did I say cumin? And a bit of turmeric. Now the turmeric is just to help with the color of the soup, to make it this bright yellow color, but you don't have to put it in if you don't want to. So we're gonna put that in as well. Oh, and cayenne pepper. We have some cayenne pepper in there too, just a little bit. It's supposed to have a bit of a kick, but if you don't like things spicy, you can omit the cayenne pepper. Okay, so we have cooked down the spices. Smells good. We are going to add 1 serrano pepper and 1 jalapeno pepper. I removed most of the seeds from this. Again, if you don't like things too spicy, you can remove all the seeds or you can just remove them entirely. And now it says sweet chili corn soup, but we do add other vegetables in there. And this is primarily to help with the color. And also, why not? Add some more vegetables, get some nutrients in you. So we have a chopped carrot, and then we also have a yellow and orange pepper, just small bell peppers. We're gonna add those. And if you're cooking for kids, this is a great way to sneak them in because they won't know. And then we are going to add about 4 cups of frozen corn. Corn is my favorite vegetable. I love it. It's so versatile. You can use it sweet, you can use it savory. There's just so much you can do with it. So I use corn a lot. I eat corn a lot. I love the flavor. Okay, so we're gonna add a tiny bit of white wine vinegar. Again, just as a flavor enhancer. And then we have kind of like 3 tablespoons of lime juice. We're gonna let this cook down just for about, 3 or 4 minutes. And then we're gonna add our chicken broth. Not stock, broth. There are different things. Stock and broth are different. And I always say stock even though it's broth. I forgot the salt. You should be putting the salt in like right away. You can start throwing in salt from the very beginning. But anyways, we're gonna add some salt. Salt is flavor. To your liking though. Some people don't like it as salty, but I'm telling you, salt, if you didn't have salt, your food is gonna taste bland. So you should always salt as you go. If you wanna know the difference between stock and broth, stock is primarily, they use the bones, and broth is usually made with more of the meat and sometimes with vegetables, and it's a lot thinner. So that's a difference. All right, so this has been cooking for about 5-ish minutes. We're gonna add our broth now. Now you want enough broth to cover the vegetables. So depending on your pot. So mine was just under a container of broth. And we are going to put this on a simmer, let it cook, and then we'll puree. So I'd say about cook for another 15-20 minutes, and we will be back to zip blend it. Okay, so we have cooked our vegetables down. You want to cook it about 20 minutes or until the carrots are soft, because you don't want to blend hard carrots, obviously. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transfer our mixture into a blender, and we are going to blend it until silky smooth. Okay, we're gonna blend this bad boy up. When you're dealing with hot liquid that you're pureeing, definitely want to make sure you start it on low, kind of gently pulse, and then eventually go up, otherwise it'll explode. Okay, if you want to make it really luxurious, you should add a little bit of oil while you're pureeing. This will help give it kind of like that silky texture in your mouth. So we're going to add a little tiny bit. Okay, so we've blended it up until completely smooth. You really want a nice smooth consistency. So if you don't have a really good blender that can do that, or you're using an immersion blender, you can transfer it through a sieve and pass it through so it gets just the small little bits, that little clumps, and it'll make it extra smooth for you. We're gonna add some honey to our mixture, just a little bit of sweetness. Counteract some of that spice from the jalapeno and the serrano and the cayenne. And then also we're gonna add a little bit of creaminess. Now we're not adding cream, we're adding sour cream. If you're wanting this to be a little healthier, you can again omit it. If you have a dairy intolerance, you can omit it. Or if you like, you can do like a fat-free sour cream. We're gonna mix that around. You can use anywhere from 1/4 to a 1/2 cup. And then it's pretty much ready to serve. I'm really excited. It's a very delicious soup. I'm gonna give it a try, see what it tastes like. A little bit more salt. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit here for about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna serve up. Okay, so we're ready to serve. Obviously, you wanna make sure that you taste it. We add a little bit more salt to the soup, and now we are going to serve. Yummy. And I like to top mine with some corn on the cob, like corn kernels, just for some crunch because it is smooth soup. But you can also add avocado or a couple tortilla chips. And then I also add a little bit of sour cream. And then a drizzle of chili oil just on top for a little kick. And now we try. Oh yeah. Ooh, got a little bit of that chili oil. Really freaking good. You'll love the soup. Super easy. Just throw everything in a pot, blitz it, and you have yourself a delicious soup. Thank you guys for watching. This is my sweet chili corn soup. It's also on my blog, tasty.com. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye guys.